YouTube, today we're trying out a brand new team, and this team has been requested a lot in the comments. It's using the Reshiram Zekrom double Unova Dragon Core, and yeah, I think it has some pretty interesting synergy in this format. I'm not using the Fusion Flare Fusion Bolt combination because this team isn't really reliant on like the fast speed control like it normally does. We have some options, however I really want to try out just the Zekrom and Reshiram together, as I think they have a pretty interesting synergy in this format. Let's see if my theory is correct though. And we got some pretty interesting partners. This is a pretty defensive team like Helping Hand, Rotom Wash, and the Yawn Snorlax that I absolutely loved in Series 5, and we're going to be using it again today. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. Check out the details of the team with the placement available in the description down below. Grab the rental code while you can. It's on your screen. It'll be available for 2 weeks, and a team builder of this team if you want to know how I built this team and how I arrived at this final version. Make sure you check it out. It'll be coming out in a couple days, but otherwise let's get started and play some games. Hey, are y'all subscribed to the channel? About 50% of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed to the channel. If you would like to see more cool teams this month, make sure you do so. Thank you. Okay, we got double weather here. Kyogre with Torkoal, and then Seismitoad Venusaur, and then Tornadus and Zacian. Very, very hyper offensive team right here. And what are my best answers? Because I do have double dragon here, which is actually probably okay in this matchup. It's weird because they do have the Venusaur and they have Seismitoad as well. I have like answers. It's just complicated. It's very complicated. I'll tell you that much. I think Zekrom's really good against their team. I do have Max Airstream as an option. Bolt Strike does a lot of damage. Rillaboom, of course, with the Grassy Glide's really good. Rotom is interesting because it helps against the Kyogre and the Zacian, and it's terrible against everything else on their team. So I don't know if I want to bring it, especially since my best move really is like Electroweb and then Helping Hand. So I say Rotom probably stays behind here. I want to say it's probably like Grimmsnarl lead. I want to say it's Grimmsnarl Zekrom because I think Rain is like the hardest thing I can face. If it's like Torkoal Venu, I think it's okay. I could probably play around it. And then Rillaboom, Reshiram in the back. Now, the only problems are the Venusaur is really, really difficult to handle depending on the weather. So I do have to get rid of that. Or are they going to bring Seismitoad? I feel like they don't bring Seismitoad though. It's a complicated matchup because Seismitoad, double ground weakness, of course, but there is a Rillaboom. I don't know. It just seems tricky. This matchup definitely just seems tricky. I am bringing both Reshiram and Zekrom though. And I don't know if we're going to get like blue flares. And unfortunately, we don't have Fusion Flare, Fusion Bolt, which is like a really core combination of like Reshiram Zekrom, because I'm running Blue Flare and Bolt Strike. And unfortunately, they don't have the same thing. But oh, this is perfect. Okay, this is really ideal. So they lead the Kyogre and the Tornadus. This is really good for me. So I can go for a Dragon Dance here, boost up my Zekrom, and Light Screen seems really good turn one, and I think that is my play here. They definitely don't want to take a Bolt Strike and get knocked out with either Pokemon, I think, right here. So yeah, I'm gonna Dragon Dance here and Light Screen. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a force swap here, maybe in the Venusaur, or maybe a Protect play turn one. Yeah, this doesn't seem that great for them. This really doesn't seem great. So I got Light Screen up, and then I'll T-Wave a slot, which seems fantastic here. Zekrom is only here for these two Pokemon specifically, and we are going to see the swap from Kyogre, beautiful, into Seismitoad. Okay, that's good. That's pretty good for me. Let's see what Torn does. Tailwind immediately. That's fine. Okay. So I want to go for a Light Screen here with you. Okay, so that means they didn't bring Venusaur, so that means it's probably the... what's it called? It's probably the Zacian in the back. Okay. So we want to go for Reflect here for sure. The question is, do we want to max here or not? We don't have to max if we don't want to. I don't care about the... I really don't care about the Seismitoad because I have Rillaboom in back. So I have a few plays I could go for. I could go for Airstream immediately. Or I could Protect here, which doesn't seem too bad. I could go for the Bolt Strike or Airstream in the Tornadus, which doesn't seem bad. I think that's what I'm probably going to aim for here. Because I think it's probably Sash Tornadus and probably going for Icy Wind here, I'd imagine, if anything. And if that's the case, I think I have a few plays that I can make the next turn. So we're going to see the Seismitoad come out with the Dynamax here. I imagine that this is like an Icy Wind here. And Max Quake into the Zekrom slot. because they're having very big issues hitting this Zekrom right now. So Seismitoad does Dynamax. The Zekrom will Dynamax. We don't care about the max Quake boost because it doesn't change anything in the matchup unless the Zacian's out, because the only way I'm hitting the Zacian is with Blue Flare probably, unless I can get a Zekrom in a good position for that as well. So let us Dynamax our Zekrom here. Max Dragon would be really nice in this position, but I don't have it unfortunately. But Max Airstream also helps, so we're good with that. So here's a Reflect to prevent the Max Quake from doing that much. Let's see what you're going for. Geyser into Graham. Okay, I guess they want to get rid of the Thunder Wave. That did a lot. I'm surprised that actually did that much even through screen. And Hurricane, that's cool. Actually, that might help me. So Grimmsnarl goes down, but I mean, I get the free swap here into my big threat. Yeah, I think that's way okay for me. So I do get an Airstream up into the Torn. It is pretty low. I don't know what item it is. Oh, we got a crit. Okay, I was about to say that Airstream did way more than I expected. Okay, so we go Rillaboom here. We go for Grassy Glide into the Seismitoad because they don't carry Protect, and then we go for an Airstream into the Torn slot. We could also fake out the... I guess we could fake out the Torn here if we want to. Yet I have no idea if they're going to actually go into like Zacian here. But we prevent like an Icy Wind or anything else, I suppose. So yeah, you know what? We fake out here and we Airstream the Seismitoad. Especially since Seismitoad might have a high likely chance of switching out, I think, into... Oh, they don't go into Zacian. Okay. Free KO onto Torn, which is nice. And Airstream going to come out. Okay. With Reflect Up, I should live. Yep. And then we get an Airstream ourselves. And then next turn we can Grassy Glide. And I'm pretty sure Grassy Glide will KO the Seismitoad after the chip, especially with the Airstream. The problem is... No, we should have no problem, right? We KO the... Well, basically the Seismitoad's down here. Grassy Glide's going to KO the Seismitoad. And then, because they don't run Protect usually, it's always Power Whip, Earthquake, Water Move, and Ground Move. So, yeah. Looking really solid here. And then we just aim for, I guess, the Zacian slot. So this is probably Zacian coming out here. This is also their last turn. Oh, wait, no. They bring in Kyogre. Why'd you bring in Kyogre? Interesting. I have +2 speed on my Zekrom. Oh, +3 speed, actually. No, this looks really good for me. Yeah, I click Grassy Glide here into Seismitoad, and I click Max Lightning. I think they lose to Zekrom. Yeah, they lose to Zekrom. There's Grassy Glide here. I get the priority from the terrain into the Seismitoad. So goodbye, Seismitoad. And then I Max Lightning and Kyogre. Yeah, this seemed really bad. This seemed really bad. I guess because Zacian probably just like went down to Max Lightning at +1 attack, I'm assuming. I am Magnet. Oh, they're Scarf. That's probably why. Okay. I mean, Rillaboom survives. Didn't change anything, but Max Lightning is going to KO the Kyogre. I don't need Max Lightning anymore. So, yeah, it has to be Scarf Kyogre, right? Because even if they have Tailwind, I was at +3 speed. So, yeah, it has to be like Timid Scarf Ogre. All right. So, Kyogre goes down here. And then it has to be Zacian in the back, right? Like, there's no way it's not Zacian in the back. Yeah, okay. So Zacian comes out. I go for... They Protect here, right? I guess I can't Airstream go into Reshiram anyway, so it doesn't change anything. I suppose what I do here is I just go for a U-turn into the Zacian, and I go for a Bolt Strike. I have to hit in very... Actually, I don't have to always hit inaccurate moves to win this game. But I gotta dodge like a few crits. Basically, just don't crit me a bunch of times over and over. A Bolt Strike and Electric Train should just KO the Zacian. Yeah, okay, nice. Okay. Ooh. That's really nice. Okay, Zekrom, absolute monster. Absolute monster. Holy cow, I destroyed that team. It was like really good. Reshiram would have been great in the end game, I suppose. However, this Zekrom, just one Dragon Dance, Airstream boost. It couldn't do any damage and wasn't focusing the targets. And then Zekrom just swept. Not really much else to say. I was able to get some pretty good screens up. I was able to get a good Dragon Dance off based off their lead. And yeah, afterward, it just snowballed from there. They couldn't do the damage unless they crit. And I was just able to, like, I think really get some really solid damage onto their slots, get rid of the Tailwind users so I don't have to worry about Tailwind in the late game, and prepare for Reshiram and Rillaboom to KO the Seismitoad while having Reshiram to deal with this Zacian in endgame, while Bolt Strike just really threatened everything that wasn't the size of a toad. If you currently enjoyed the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course, make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. All links available in the description down below. Kyogre Ho in top 50. Now, I have a Zekrom, which is amazing against Kyogre and Ho-Oh. However, there is a Landorus, so I'm assuming Landorus is going to be brought and led here. So Venusaur is also kind of scary. So those are definitely the biggest threats right here. But otherwise, if I can position it for a Zekrom, looks really solid here. Now, unfortunately, I don't want to bring Rillaboom. It's probably like Grimmsnarl Rotom Wash lead. No, it's Grimmsnarl Reshiram lead, I'm pretty sure. Because even if they lead Landorus, I can switch into Rotom, I think, and that's okay. Yeah, I think I like that better. I have Zekrom and Rotom. I was thinking of leading Rotom immediately against the Landorus, but the thing is, if they lead Venusaur, I don't really have a safe pivot, and I don't want to switch hard into Reshiram on the Vine Lash. I'd rather have Reshiram in if it's Venusaur lead, if they do bring it. So yeah, obviously the Zekrom does do really well here against my opponent in team preview. However, my opponent still has some pretty good tools, especially with the Landorus as a pretty good Pokemon against my team in general. One of the scarier parts about facing or using this kind of composition with double dragon Unova is the double ground weakness, which is pretty big here in this case. So let's figure out what they are going to lead. I think it's probably Landorus, I would imagine. Error, Whimsicott, what? That is not what I expected at all. That's really awkward, actually. Okay. So yeah, that's awkward for me. I did not expect them to lead Rotom, but I think they probably expected me to lead. I don't know what they expected me to lead, but I guess maybe they did expect me to lead Reshiram then. Good on their part then. I definitely need a light screen up. I think I have to max here in order to save myself. Or do I have to? I guess I could light screen go Rotom. That's not a terrible play either. But if I lose Rotom too early, I feel like I do have to go Rotom actually. I can protect here. The thing is, does protect get me anything? Probably not. So you know what? I'll light screen here this turn. I want a light screen and I want to reflect for when Landorus comes out. So I'll go Rotom. I was thinking a max flare, but I don't think it's great. Oh. Very interesting. Whimsicott didn't go for anything, so it's Moonblast here. Okay, was not expecting Trick or Whimsicott. That is definitely not the option I considered, but hey, I'll take it for sure. I guess I'll just Spirit Break the Rotom then, or Spirit Break you. And was not expecting that one. I guess I'm gonna Hydro Pump the Whimsicott because I kind of want chip on the Whimsicott. Yeah, that works out beautifully, I suppose. They fake Tears my Rotom, which is okay. I don't mind this because it's a Spirit Break into the Kyogre, and we do have the light screen up, so we should take the attacks just okay. Here comes the Spirit Break. Good damage to the Kyogre. Nice. And Water Spout gonna come out. This shouldn't do too much. Yeah, I take the attacks pretty well. Okay. And Hydro Pump, do we connect? Big Hydro Pump, big connect onto the Whimsicott. Beautiful. Because that's really important for damage later, potentially. Ooh, that's a 2-shot, actually. That's really good. Oh, it's a crit. Looked really close to a 2-shot. Maybe not. I'm going to Spirit Break the Rotom, and it just depends, right? Because they're going aggressive against the Rotom. Do I protect this turn, or do I just pump again because they might Moonblast my Grimmsnarl? They can't Spout again, so they would have to Origin Pulse. I guess I protect anyway. Yeah, I guess I protect anyway. Well, let's see if they Moonblast or not aggressively, which does make a lot of sense here if they do. Okay, no, they fake Tears. That's a really good thing for me. Because I'm able to get the Spirit Break off into Kyogre. So this is -2 now. And then I can get -3 Kyogre. Yeah, this looks really good right now. Origin Pulse does come out. I have Light Screen up. This thing's at -2. Should not do that much damage to Grimmsnarl. And then I can Hydro Pump the Whimsicott, and I think I'll have Rotom alive. So this is not how I expected the matchup to go. I'm going to Spirit Break here. I'm going to pump the Whimsicott. Okay. Hit the Hydro Pump into Whims again. Would be really good. And Spirit Break the Kyogre. Really weaken it. And then, yeah, that'd be really nice. Okay, we're going to see Kyogre retreat. They want to save it. Landorus going to come in. Ooh, imagine if I doubled the Landorus with Hydro Pump. Would have been fire. I definitely could have been a play, but I don't think I would really want to go for that. I want to get rid of the Whim if possible. And Oh, okay. So that's their way out of this. Cool. I'm able to get a Spirit Break off into the Landers here. Not bad damage. Actually, I kind of want to bypass. You know what? I'm not sure how much they're expecting this. I'm going to max Geyser the Landers, and I'm going to Spirit Break the Whimsicott. Because I don't see a reason why I wouldn't go for this play now. Because they might think, oh, maybe Rotom's going to protect here. Maybe they're going to swap out potentially. I don't really have a safe swap with Rotom, which is why I think the Geyser's a better play here into the Lander slot. Because they don't have a switch in anyway. They're going to switch out the Whimsicott, which is okay here, into Venusaur. Oh, are they Dynamaxing Landers or not? This is okay. I'll take this trade 100%. So they didn't bring Ho-Oh, and I think I give it to Landers here. Unless they U-turn and they're slower than my Rotom. But my Rotom was pretty slow. So we're going to outspeed under the Trick Room. I'm pretty sure and get the Geyser off. Like, I'll happily take this trade. Like, happily take this trade. I don't need Reflect anymore in this game either. So here comes... It is Dynamax Landers. That's so big for me because this is a huge Max Geyser in the rain. That's huge. Unless this is Max Guard. But if this is Max Guard, I just Thunder Wave the Venusaur and then I Geyser the Landers the next turn. So it's okay. Yeah, I really like this position. So that's one way to break out of the Encore. And it's why we don't see Encore used as much anymore. And I get Spear Break into Venusaur. That's really good. And I don't have to worry about Hydro Pump hitting. Like, it's a dream scenario here. So I do get a Max Geyser off into the Landers. Should pick up a knockout here into the Landers if I'm not mistaken. It's in rain. Yeah, goodbye. Landers, huge knockout. And now I can get a Thunder Wave off into the Venusaur. That's our Max gone. I don't need Rotom anymore, I think. They don't have really a good way to hit my Zekrom anymore. Yeah, this is looking... They couldn't handle it. They could not handle it. Oh, that was really nice. I did not expect this Rotom set to really do work there, but I guess Rotom Wash was like just really strong against their team. Zekrom was really strong against their team. And yeah, them losing Landers was just basically I lose to Zekrom at that point. Especially if I get a T-Wave off into Venusaur. And yeah, Zekrom plus Reshiram would have probably cleaned up the end game, but didn't expect to win on the lead here. Grimmsnarl Rotom Wash. I guess because they Trick Roomed. Very unexpected, I suppose. But luckily, I didn't make a play that like hurt me. The only way I would have probably hurt me is if I Thunder Wave the Kyogre instead of going for the Light Screen immediately. But since I went for Light Screen, I was able to Spirit Breaks and really just survive the attacks. And yeah, they didn't really have like the opportunity to. They could have switched into Venusaur earlier, I suppose. And I think they might have had to, even accepting the Spirit Break at like the special attack drop on the Venusaur, because they were just like sitting there letting me get the damage rack up, and they weren't really like, I guess they were just trying to get Rotom brute forcing it, but I felt like they were just taking more damage, and that was just like really good for me. And then that one turn, had a feeling, yeah, they might expect me to swap here, so maybe this is the best time. And they don't have a good switch into Max Geyser anyway. If it was Ho-Oh Kyogre in the back, I guess you don't have to bring Ho-Oh in that situation, and they did bring the Venu, but yeah, it just ended up working out, it seems. Okay, we got Zacian, Yveltal with Garchomp, with Blastoise, Incineroar, and Amoonguss. Now, this looks potentially really scary. This does look very scary here. They have a Zacian with Garchomp. Garchomp actually is, I guess, a little bit of a threat here. My matchup isn't exactly amazing against Garchomp. What do I want to do here? Probably like Grimmsnarl for sure here, lead-wise. I want to say it's like Zekrom is going to be brought here. Reshiram, I think lead is probably really good here. I feel like Reshiram lead just like really dishes out a bunch of damage with the screens up, especially unless it's Yveltal. But if it's Yveltal, I think that's okay. I have a Zekrom that does a lot of damage. And then the last one, I don't know. I think it depends on what they want to bring. I think they definitely bring the Yveltal because I think it's good against Reshiram. I think Garchomp's being brought here. I don't know about Blastoise still. Blastoise is a wild card because I feel like if you're going to bring Garchomp more than Blastoise, which means probably no Max Den, I'd say probably like Incineroar and maybe like... do they bring Amoonguss? This might be a question because Amoonguss could be a little bit tricky. Could be a little bit tricky here. I think I bring Rillaboom just for like fake out support. Yeah. It could also, like, if the Garchomp's out of max and it has only Earthquake as a move, then I could also have the Grassy Terrain, which is really nice to have the Earthquake damage. I also like having the Grassy Terrain healing my Reshiram. because I don't heal the Yveltal, and I also get like fake out support as well. So I think it's probably my best last mon. I was debating about Rotom or Snorlax. Snorlax Yawn into Yveltal seemed really good if they play passive. However, I don't know how passive their team's actually going to play, because it looks like they have some offense. So Incineroar Zacian lead is a-okay for me. That's a-okay for me. So I'd imagine, okay, what would I say here? Zacian does not want to stay in against the... Okay, so would you trade Grimmsnarl for Zacian? There's no way, right? I feel like that's a terrible trade, no matter how you think of it. So it's probably like I swap out here in a Zekrom. They're not gonna play right. They would Behemoth Blade if anything. And I feel like I Earth Power here to Incineroar. The reason I think I go for this play is because I don't think Zacian should be traded here. I could see Punish off in the Incineroar or Fake Out in a Grim. I do not think Zacian should ever stay in here, because if you stay in here and trade it to Zacian immediately, that just sounds like a recipe for a disaster. A Scary Face Grimmsnarl here would actually be really good, unfortunately, to deal with the Garchomp. I wonder what they're like. Oh, maybe it's the Yveltal and Garchomp, and they don't have a choice but to stay with you as Zacian. So we'll find out. It looks like they did stay in with the Zacian, so this might not have been the greatest. So I might be taking damage on Zekrom, which I don't have to. Get the Terravolt. They protect though. Okay, that's a okay trade-off here. Yeah, so they're probably parting shotting out and repositioning into something, which makes a lot of sense. So Earth Power and Incineroar. Max Quake KO. Jeez, I was scared of potential Shuckaberry. Okay, parting shot gonna come out into the Reshiram. Okay, so -1 special attack. That's a-okay. I still knock out his Zacian if I want to max. Is this Garchomp? If it's Garchomp, I want to stay in. No, probably not. Yveltal comes in. Okay. Interesting choice to bring out the Yveltal. That's okay for me. I'll protect my Zekrom slot, and I think I'm gonna go hard Rillaboom. Or I can go hard Grimmsnarl, I suppose. Yeah, hard Grimmsnarl is actually okay, because I could get the Reflector Light Screen up here. Reflect seems really good for foul play. I thought about potentially going for a Rillaboom so I could fake out the Zacian next turn and maybe threaten a Dragon Dance. However, don't think I really need to. Maybe I'll just Bolt Strike the Yveltal, because I don't need like a Dragon Dance set up. It's nice for threatening damage, but I guess it also could help because I could Airstream the Zekrom, be faster than Garchomp, and then have my Reshiram take the advantage of the speed boost. That could be a thing too. I guess that's another option I can consider. However, I do want to make sure that my Reshiram is safe. It's really important in this game. Incineroar? Yeah, makes sense. Okay. So Incineroar going to come out, which is a-okay for me. I've gotten basically a strong hit off in Incineroar, and they haven't really accomplished too much here, and I could probably get screens up here very safely. So yeah, like these turns are going really well for me so far. Let's see. Oh, they max here the Yveltal. Okay, not what I expected. So they don't max Garchomp in this matchup, which is huge for me because Garchomp was probably the scariest Pokemon, I felt like. So yeah, this is a-okay for me. Yveltal gonna max here. What are you going for? Darkness or Airstream? I guess this is Airstream then. Or Darkness in the Zekrom, I suppose. I protect the Zekrom here. We're gonna see a Airstream. Okay, this is no Reshiram. Yeah, okay. A good play on their part. I wonder if they're gonna deny me screens or not. I guess that's actually pretty bad. I didn't think they would actually max the Yveltal because I thought they were going to try to save Garchomp max. That's a good max on their part, as this becomes really difficult for me now. That Zekrom's not threatened damage wise. I guess I can go for a max lightning here into the Yveltal. Well, they're going to fake out my Grim, right? I just don't know what they're going to do with the Yveltal. I don't know their policy. I think I just max lightning here and I swap into a Rillaboom. If I take the Airstream, I'll take it. I think Reflect is maybe more valuable at this point. And if they have Garchomp back, they need to have like Stomping Tantrum to hit my Reshiram for damage. So yeah, we'll bring out the Rillaboom. We'll sack it if we have to. Although we're not going to go down to Fake Out plus Airstream here. They might Parting Shot out though, I guess, in Airstream, which actually is a concern. Maybe Dryness was a better play at this point. Although I'm really scared to max Darkness damage into my Zekrom. Oh, it's a tough call here. It's a tough call, but Max Lightning should do a lot of damage. I want to have the grassy terrain though, actually. Oh, right. I want to have the max. I get rid of the grassy terrain. A little bit strange then. Ah, they did go for Airstream parting shot. Good play on their part. Okay. So Rillaboom doesn't take that really well. It's just, yeah, this is pretty concerning now damage wise. Parting shot does come out, yeah, because maybe I should have Dragon Danced here then. The parting shot play makes a lot of sense, and KOing the Grim, but I could have got screen up. That's the thing. I could have got screen up if they didn't fake out. I'm a little bit surprised. However, I guess what's coming in? Zacian? If it's Zacian, I fake out Amoonguss. Okay. I get a Max Lightning off into the Yveltal. They didn't bring Garchomp, which I'm surprised about. Okay. They didn't bring the Garchomp. I get a Max Lightning off. The terrain is changed. I guess I just go for a Max Lightning here into the Yveltal slot, and I think I go for a... Do I save this for the end game? I think I go into Grim. No, they're gonna Airstream again. And I want screen up, but is it worth the screen if I am not able to somehow KO the Yveltal? No, I think it's better to just fake out Amoonguss because Spore or Rage Powder here is annoying. They're probably going to go Instant anyway. I think Amoonguss always should switch out to Instant. Oh, they don't. Okay. That works out. I got to fake out into Amoonguss. We're going to see Airstream come out into the Rillaboom. Okay, that's fine. I get huge damage into the Yveltal, and Oblivion Wing's not going to heal like that much damage, so... Yeah, I guess this can work out. So Rillaboom does go down here, and then I get a Max Lightning off in Electric Terrain this time, so I'll get more damage into the Yveltal and almost pick up a knockout. That's still pretty good damage though. Okay, now I think I go Reshiram here. I think I go Reshiram here, and this is where it gets confusing. So Yveltal Dynamax is over. I still have Dynamax for another turn. I think my play is probably just to go for an Airstream here into their Yveltal and Blue Flare. Probably is my best case here. I don't know if they're gonna go for... It's awkward now because they can go for like a few different plays. An Incineroar Sac to get the Amoonguss back to health. Rage Powder is probably... Yeah, okay. Because I don't have Heat Wave. Heat Wave would be nice here. Okay. Snarl. That's okay. It's passive damage, yet they didn't get health back, so they're still pretty low. I'm able to get an Airstream off. It's Cobra Berry, which makes sense. Okay. I do get the Airstream off into the Amoonguss. Is able to... I think after Blue Flare picks up the knockout. Now the problem is, of course, the Zacian when it comes out. Zacian is still going to be really scary to deal with. I am able to get a Blue Flare. Get the K on Amoonguss, I'm hoping. Okay. That's really good. And I think I have to get Reflect Up somehow in order to win this, because Reshiram is not faster than the Zacian, most likely at this only +1. Actually, I think my Reshiram is fat. Did I make my Reshiram fast on this team? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Instant comes out, which makes a lot of sense here. Okay. I double protect here. For sure. I always double protect here. And then... Wait, is Instant actually... I don't know if Instant's a play here. I mean, I always double protect here. There's like no other play I would make here. The Yveltal Snarl, Oblivion Wing. We don't know the last two. I'm assuming like Foul Play, Sucker Punch. Maybe Dark Pulse. Isn't this like okay now that I think about it? Because I double protect on the fake out. Then I Bolt Strike the Yveltal, pick up the knockout. I Earth Power. Yeah, I think I'm okay. I think at least. Oblivion Wing. I don't think Oblivion Wing heals you enough, and it definitely doesn't KO me. I definitely go for Bolt Strike here. Oblivion Wing's not going to KO, so they don't have Dark Pulse. I Earth Power, I Blue Flare the Instant, because Blue Flare would KO the Zacian if they hard swap to Zacian to preserve the Instant health. Like as a Pokemon still in the back as an option. I think I Earth Power. No, I don't think they should swap to Zacian. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't think they do. Okay, wait, hold on. If I had to Bull Shark right now, I'm in a really good chance of winning, I think. Because Reshiram survives. Yep, the Blooming Wing. Bolt Strike should KO an electric terrain, especially with no max. Okay, beautiful. This is huge. Yeah, okay. Goodbye, Yveltal. That's huge. Okay, so I get Earth Power off into the Instant. And this means I should always KO because I'm only -1 special attack. Beautiful. Okay. Now what I do is I go for... Oh, electric terrain disappears. That's a little bit annoying. Okay. Mind games, mind games, mind games. Zacian comes out. You're full. Okay. Who are you targeting? Who are you targeting? That's a huge question. That's a huge question. My Zekrom's like at -3, so I have to swap out and reset the stats. I think I always go Grim. Now the question is, what is Zacian gonna do? Because they know that their probably only shot at winning this game is dodging a blue flare here. So they have to prey on that. Now the question is, are they gonna read my Grimmsnarl coming in or not? Because I actually no, I think I actually am trying to think about this position. I think I just protect actually Reshiram. Now that I think about it, if +1 Bolt Strike with Magnet KO Zacian, I think I'm good. Because if I go Grimmsnarl here, protect Reshiram, and they target the Reshiram, they lose. If they target the Grimmsnarl, I Blue Flare into Dragoness, and I think I win. Oh, my Reshiram's faster than their Zacian. Okay. So yeah, I should win off this. I Thunder Wave here, and I Blue Flare. Or did I Earth Power? No, I Blue Flare. I have to hit a move anyway. Might as well just hit moves. Thunder Wave into the Zacian. That's always the scary thing about the endgame of this team, because it has very inaccurate moves. We do get the Thunder Wave off, so it increases our odds. We do get the Blue Flare off. Perfect. And it does just KO the Zacian. And Reshiram and Zekrom were able to beat this team. It did not look good for a while. I really thought they were bringing Garchomp, but I guess they were so scared of like multiple dragon coverages, which makes sense because the Garchomp, if it takes max dragons, doesn't seem like it'd be in a good position. However, I was able to get the knock on the Yveltal with the Zekrom, which was huge. The Reshiram was able to KO the Amoonguss, which was protecting the Yveltal from my Zekrom. I think the Earth Power read was great for me. I could have max Quaked. It could have changed the game immediately. However, with Snarl Yveltal, I didn't really exactly want to go for that, and I had no idea where the Garchomp was in the back. My opponent made a really good max Airstream play with the Yveltal immediately, and then the parting shot max Airstream was definitely a really solid execution right there. And it was really hard for me to play around at that point, but thankfully the Reshiram was able to land the attacks right there, and so did Zekrom. Pick up some knockouts and was able to pick up the KOs that I needed to in order to win the game. And that is the show overall. Reshiram Zekrom was very strong. Like, there were situations where they really were helping each other. Reshiram was just really good, I think, against the Zacian teams and some other stuff that Zekrom wasn't able to handle, and what Reshiram couldn't handle, Zekrom was able to do a lot of damage towards. But if you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. Again, if you want to check out the details of the team, make sure you check it out with the placement available in the description down below. Try it out with the rental code on your screen. You have 2 weeks to grab it, and of course the team builder is coming out in a couple days, so make sure you check it out when it comes out. And you can check out the rest of my series 12 content because I use a lot of cool teams. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people, and until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.